Hey folks, Quill18 here, bringing you another Starcraft 2 match, and it's kind of a long match, so I'm gonna play probably the whole thing on ×2 speed, just to make it a little bit shorter, go a little bit quicker. Of course, even on just normal faster, it's not going to take 42 minutes. We'll probably rip this guy out in about 20 minutes, not too long at all. And this is actually a 2 versus 2. I am the red Zerg in the top left corner here. Oh, I've actually done the extractor trick, which maybe I should talk about now. Let's just keep moving on. The red Zerg, top left corner, and I'm playing with my cousin, Ghetto Astronaut, who is the blue Zerg on the left-hand side. So 2 Zerg against 2 Protoss. UC Berkeley, the purple Protoss, and Kilo Jenkins, the teal Protoss. And 2 versus 2 is not, it's not something I play like really hardcore. I wanted to play a game with my cousin, so it seemed like the way to go. We did a couple of 1 versus 1s before this, but we decided let's play some co-op. It'll be fun to do, and the reason I don't tend to play these 2 versus 2 as much, because the way it tends to work is, one team coordinates and the 2 of them hit one person at once. And unless the other team is able to defend exactly correctly, that is often going to be game over. It also makes it very hard to get an early expansion because you need to worry about that initial rush. Not that I'm going to let that stop me, because it's like, okay, I played it safe, I built a pool first, and I'm going to get scouts out there so that way I can react and build Zerglings quickly if need be. But I want the expansion because it's a risk, but if you can get the expansion down, it really, really helps. Especially as Zerg, you need the extra production of having the second hatchery, and the extra income is obviously very nice. So we've got UC Berkeley here, the purple Protoss. He is building three gateways before his cybernetics core, and I see a lot of zealots coming in at this point. And I'm like, okay, they're going to hit us with a lot of zealots. So what happens here? Because I had my spawning pool, the plan was to potentially build a lot of Zerglings. I got Zergling speed going, but Zerglings suck against Zealots, so I put down a Roach Warren right away. I don't know if my cousin is... He actually expanded as well, a little bit later than me. He's got a lot of drones. Oops, why do I have APM up? Oh, that's from something else I was checking. Sorry, guys. I should have production up. That is much more sensible. And, oh, they're starting to move out. So Teal is actually coming out with a fair number of Stalkers. He's actually built a proxy pylon here to be able to reinforce. Stalkers and Zealots. And that is going to be a huge army. Considering we expanded first, we don't have a lot of units. And in fact, we will pause right here and do a unit count. 10 Zealots, 8 Stalkers, 1 Sentry. So 19 units in all. Now, we have 10 Zerglings combined, but a Zergling is worth about a quarter of the Zealot. So that's not a lot. And I have 6 Roaches, which is not really much either. So this is going to be extraordinarily painful. They're going to go right up to his main, and a few Zerglings sacrifice themselves. The Queen sacrifices herself. They're going to take out some Overlords, and then they're going to go straight for... He's actually gone to a lair, so he's trying to tech pretty aggressively is what happened. So between the 2 of us trying to expand early and some early tech, we have no military. So that's pretty bad. Now I'm going to move in here with some Roaches. Roaches are pretty good units against both Stalkers, which are not being microed, and also Zealots. I'm trying to focus fire and take out as much as possible, but I'm going to lose some units. In fact, before that, I spent a little bit of time on the ramp just killing some reinforcements as much as I could, but I had to engage these guys. Now, at this point, my cousin has lost his entire main, except for 1 spawning pool. I got some more Roaches coming in here, but they're going to get picked off as well. I do a fair amount of damage. Taking out that Sentry is pretty important, actually. But lose them again. Still building some reinforcements. Now, at this point, the army has become pretty Stalker heavy, so I'm building more and more Speedlings, which are really good against Stalkers. Yeah, there's some more there, but this is still a pretty big army. The Sentries are pretty strong. And, oh, purple! No wonder he wasn't supplying more units. He's gone with some air units. Phoenixes. Expensive, very effective. We get a nice surround here on the Stalkers, finish them off, but except all we've got are Queens to defend ourselves against these air units. Doing the best we can. Now, he's picking off Overlords, which is going to try to supply block us. What we should actually do is lift off this Queen and kill it. And these Queens are actually hitting from the lower round. These aren't being microed very well, and he's losing his Phoenixes pretty damn quickly. Oh, there's another Phoenix coming in. Got some Roaches that had come around to do some scouting. It'd be nice to take out that proxy pylon, but no, they warp in a bunch of Stalkers, and I lose those guys. We do clean up the Phoenixes, so that is important. So yeah, nice strategy over here. He built the gateways and then just went Zealots, which don't require any gas. Now he's using the gas to create air units. Pretty smart. He does have a lot of minerals left, and he should be pumping out a lot more of these. I'm surprised he doesn't have warp gates yet. He's starting to research it now, so that was a little bit late on his part. Thank God for that. For us, anyway. and he is going to expand, which is a pretty smart thing to do because there's certainly no way we can attack at this point. Now, luckily, my cousin still has his expansion here, and he's got a good amount of drones, and he's trying to rebuild everything, building a bunch of Zerglings right now, worried about the counterattack. Going to move forward with these roaches. I believe I do know that this pylon is here. My hope is probably to try to take this out. I'm going to poke up here and see what's going on. Whoa, too many of them. And Teal is expanding to the gold, which bodes very, very poorly for us. If we can't attack that, yeah, I'm going to go right back home. I think I could have taken it, but attacking uphill is very scary, and I didn't know what purple was up to, and just trying to play it safe while we rebuild here. I'm going to retake the main. And I have built a third hatchery because I had more money, more resources than I could spend on just the 2. So this will allow me to spend a lot more stuff. Should get a second queen up there, maybe. Good mix, I think, of Roach and Zergling here, so I can sort of take on anything. Except for massed air. And in fact, if we look over here, we have Void Rays coming out. Void Rays are really, really powerful air units. I don't really have much to do with that. Except I have just finished my Spire. Starting my upgrade, and I am building... I think that was like 10 Mutalisks. 10 Mutalisks just popped out. Perfect timing, because otherwise those Void Rays would have been really, really bad for us. And as soon as I get them, I'm going to go out and try to do some harass. There's not a whole lot of minerals left here, so there's not as much benefit to killing these probes, although they'll go somewhere. And I'm going to engage these air units here. Now, Phoenixes are theoretically anti-air, but... Ooh, and actually I lose way lots of units there. Never mind. Phoenixes are anti-air, but en masse, and assuming the Phoenixes aren't really being microed, Mutalisks will win that fight. The difference is that Phoenixes are really fast and you can micro them away. Looks like they're going to come around here with 4 Void Rays, 4 Phoenixes. They take out this this Overlord, which gets to see him, and I'm going to move all my Mutas in here, take out the Phoenixes before they can do any sort of fancy micro stuff, and then take out the Void Rays, and I should have no problem taking that out. Meanwhile, this big fight going on here, we've actually got a good number of forces. This Colossus is burning up our Zerglings pretty quick. Clean up those Zealots. Luckily, they attack separately. Now we're going to be able to engage the Stalker Ball a little differently. I use my Mutalisks to focus fire the Colossus and then pull them back. I do lose basically all my Mutas there. And just waiting until some more units pop, looking for an engagement, kill off these Zealots again, and then we should be able to get a nice surround here. I'm even throwing in some drones out of desperation. We've got to win this attack, and we've got to win it fairly convincingly here. Yeah, that's not going to be a problem. I don't know why we've got an Overseer there. And this Queen, oh, miraculously takes out the Void Ray, and that's key. She's got 4 hit points left when she did that. And you can see these Zerglings, they're so cheap, but they're actually really good against Stalkers. But they're going to have to pull back here. Again, more and more troops, so much pressure coming our way. Throw some Mutas in there to try to take out those Phoenixes, and probably this Void Ray, but I got to be careful. Phoenixes are powerful but squishy, so Stalkers tend to rip them apart pretty quickly. Yeah, Stalkers ripping them apart pretty quickly, but they do damage pretty well. So if you can ever get in a situation where what I try to do is I throw in Zerglings, and actually at some point in this fight, what you'll probably see me do is attack with drones to get the Stalkers to attack the drones while the Mutalisks come in and actually do their damage. So there's just one Void Ray left here, and they're killing Phoenixes, or Zerglings, which I don't think is the best use of its time. Sure, the Zerglings can't fight back, but it probably would have been better off. Now, killing this Queen is a good idea, but, you know, maybe attack the hatchery or kill some drones. But killing those Overlords is pretty annoying. And it looks like we've got a little bit of an attack going on the bottom here. We are probably going to surround... Yeah, looks like we're going to surround on this Colossus. Kill that, which is pretty key. Sacrificing a few Zerglings there is definitely worthwhile. Shut down mining here for a little while, so that is really key, but he's going to transfer a lot of probes over. That's going to be okay. And I think that was maybe a misclick or something. I don't know. I sent some drones this way. That's not what I meant to do. But I do want to take out these rocks to get that gold expansion ASAP. Meanwhile, I have some Zerglings back in the enemy base. I'm trying to keep the Void Ray number down. I'm going to have to run away there. I think I did kill a couple, because the Void Rays can really give us a bad day. So, and of course the Mutas can engage the Stalker Balls head on. So I've got to either use it to harass the probe line, which there's not really one that's vulnerable, because I can't really get there. Although I suppose I could have swung around this way, but I'm at the top of the map, so I'm thinking top of the map. There we go, I'm going to kill the rocks here, and I'm going to take the gold expansion shortly. Meanwhile, purple is going to take the top right expansion. Teal has his natural expansion, the gold, which is more or less mined out. We'll see here. Zergling going into scout gets obliterated, just fried. And my cousin is going to expand to the bottom left here. Meanwhile, we've got a good ball of units here. We do pick off that Colossus, which is pretty key. We're going to engage here. We now have some Hydras in the field, which are really good anti-air units. They actually do really well against Stalkers as well, but we're not able to get a good engagement here. Vision is limited. I keep moving my Mutas in here so I can get vision, but then my Mutas get torn apart. Wasn't a really good engagement for us. Although I think anything that can slow them down at this point is pretty good. We're building in a good direction. Looks like I'm building another hatchery. I got that guy. Okay, finally plop down the gold base. Again, a good number of Mutas here. I still can't use them to engage directly. Oh, I think I'm going to go harass the gold base finally. Yeah, a few more. And, of course, the gold base is mostly mined out, so this is a little bit too late. Hitting the gas is a little bit valuable, though. And killing probes in general. I mean, anything you can do. Ooh, he blinks in with the Stalkers. Gets maybe a couple of Muta kills. But now his main is a little undefended. And I'm going to take out a bunch of pylons, which is going to shut... Oh, I'm going to try. I do shut down 2 buildings here, but that's all. Still maybe supply block him. Take out a Void Ray. That's key. A little bit of his mining supply. Take a little more damage there, but generally okay. Take a couple of pot shots. Probes, but not really able to help. And I just basically keep them running at this point. Use my superior mobility to stop them from attacking us, because that is a lot of Stalkers. Meanwhile, I'm building a lot of Zerglings, you can see, and so is my cousin. 26 Zerglings coming online. Whoop! Don't want to engage the cannons there. And Zerglings are really good against Stalkers. So I'm using the Mutas to force them into a high Stalker count, and then we'll just kill them with Zerglings. Delay as much as possible, and that is it. But this is a huge number of units. I'm going to try to pick off a few people here and there with my Mutas where I can, but I can't engage this head on. And I think they're going to rip right through this expansion. I do catch some reinforcements, and that's pretty powerful what you can do with Mutas. Catch those reinforcements, you can easily crush a small group of Stalkers with very few losses, so he does lose his hatchery. Now, not a lot of mining going on here, lucky. Now, here you can see, I engage with the drones to get the Stalkers to attack the drones while the Mutas come in and clean up without taking any losses. And that was huge, huge, huge. I've actually got an excess of drones right now, so it's perfectly safe to do. Got my gold base going. Awesome. They're warping in some more units here. Kill off some more stragglers there. Of course, my cousin and his main is still being ripped apart, which I forgot about. But I got enough Mutas here that I can take on a fairly decent-sized Stalker ball, just because the bounce attack from the Mutas is so powerful. So I take that advantage. I've also got some decent upgrades, I think. I've got 2 attack upgrades. Teal has 0 upgrades on his units. And what about purple? Purple has 2 armor upgrades, which is actually really good. Purple Stalkers are going to do infinitely better against my Mutalisks. You can see here I lose a lot of Mutalisks here, but I'm able to take out Teals pretty well. I don't think I was aware of that when I played. Oh, again, coming in with the drones. Engage there, but they're not actually going to get any help. That was just sort of a delay action, a desperation action. I still have my hatchery, but no minerals. 2 hatcheries here, but no minerals. The only thing I've got is the gold base. My cousin still has his base down here, but I think he may lose it. But I think I see the units coming there, and what's going to happen? I'm going to try to engage to the south. I stop, start. And what happens? You know what? Yeah, I can't engage with the Mutas. I think I say, you know what? Screw your base. Ah, yes. At this point, okay. At this point, I have a lot of money. I have over 3,000 minerals. I have 4 hatcheries. I've got a bunch of queens going on. Things are getting desperate. Not a lot of gas. Not a lot of minerals left. I realize it's time to stop being fancy. Stop being fancy. Just build a whole lot of shit and go kill people. So you can see, oh, nothing producing right now, but hopefully very shortly here. I'm just going to run over this base with Zerglings and Mutas. And I just start over 30 Zerglings. And I'm just going to start pumping out massive amounts of Zerglings and just run over people. I mean, keep the Mutas around to take out the air units like that. Use the Zerglings to deal damage. Zerglings don't have any upgrades yet. Hopefully I will get on that soon. There's a whole lot more Zerglings, Speedlings. And we're going to start a base race. His Stalkers are going to do a lot of damage to us. But meanwhile, I mean, look at this carpet of red Zerg units just ripping into the space, tearing everything apart. Again, I've got the Mutas in there just to take out the Void Rays. Not only would the Void Rays sort of kill the Zerglings, but not really, but they're also really good at killing buildings. If we're going to a base race, I don't want that. There are some more Zerglings just going crazy. My cousin has lost all of his hatcheries. Doesn't really have much left. And we've got Protoss expanding down here. And in a second, you're going to see, because it's base race mode, I'm just going to start spamming out hatcheries all over the place. Just to make it that much harder for them to kill our stuff. Just surround them here. I throw off a clump of Zerglings because they're not stacking up very well here. They'll spread out, kill stuff that much faster. Right in here. Well, that's not a very good attack pattern. Come on. There we go. Spread them out a little bit. Kill off another one here. Yeah, see, hatchery, just spamming them out. A few more mutas. And they're going to kill off my main, but I don't care. I'm going to kill everything you have. Again, I'm going to split up some units. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I leave a few units behind to kill these. Meanwhile, go for this base here. Just got to kill their buildings before they kill us. In fact, he stops doing the base race. And he's going to try to engage me. He does have a lot of stalkers. He's got the blink going on. And, wow, that is a lot of Zerglings. Zerglings are really good against Stalkers, but if microed properly, they could do a lot of damage. Try to get this round. They blink away. They're doing the shoot and scoot here. But I got a lot of Zerglings, again, getting this round. I pull back a little bit. Want to regroup some of my forces. There we go. Another big pack of Zerglings, and everything runs forward. I think he's going to blink away again, but there's nothing. There's just too many of them. Even with his back up against the wall here, they're just going to get torn apart, and that's it. GG. I had a lot of fun playing this game. Hope you enjoyed watching it. I'll see you guys later.